Scorpio, and welcome to your July 2017 love reading from Divine Tarot. Okay, if this is your first time joining me, thank you so much for clicking on my video and giving me a chance. If you're returning from June's reading, then thank you very much for coming back. All right, I've already shuffled the cards off camera, and let's go ahead and get started with your past, present, and future love spread. All right, so the first card that we have for you, Scorpio, in the past position is the Death card, okay? And actually, this is probably the best position for this card. That's where we want to see it. So the next card in the past position is the Seven of Swords, and the next card in the past position is the Six of Swords. So the Death card in the past position represents the ending of a cycle, okay? It's either the ending of a cycle or the start of a new cycle because something ended. All right, so in your relationship, it may have been a period of um anything, a period of conflict, a period of confusion, but basically that has all ended. Okay, there might have been some type of transformative event that happened, all right, and things basically can't ever go back to being the way they were. Things have to die and crumble all the way down to ground zero, and then you're able to build things up and have a new beginning. Okay, but it represents shedding the old to make way for the new. Okay, it can also symbolize all the things that you need to leave behind in a relationship. All right, so it could signify a relationship that has broken up, okay, or um some kind of conflict that basically maybe there was a temporary breakup, all right? And so then we'll move on to the Seven of Swords. Also, no, what I want to say about the Death card is whenever you see the Death card, it represents a deep transformative healing, okay? There was some type of lesson of letting go that you had to learn. And so therefore, this is showing that either you're going through that process now or you had to learn um, that lesson of letting something go, and you did. Okay, something was let go. We move on to the Seven of Swords, and this card can indicate thievery or deception or self-deception. Okay, this card can represent the lies that we tell ourselves. All right, or that someone was doing something behind our back, or that possibly you were doing something behind your partner's back. Okay, but there's some type of sneaky deceit going on in the relationship. Um, it's telling us that the truth is being concealed somehow. Okay, so in the past position, it represents a period of conflict or a time where somebody went behind your back. But from that conflict, you're now learning how to trust again. Okay, it also indicates that perhaps someone did cheat on you in the past. All right, so when this card comes up in the past position, that's one of the indicators that someone did cheat and they possibly got away with it. Okay. But now we move on to the Six of Swords. And the Six of Swords represents moving on, okay? It represents moving out of a troubled time or moving out of a stagnant time in your relationship. So these two cards together do indicate that, you are moving away. Something has ended, a time period has ended, a period of conflict or a period of disillusionment. Something has ended and you're trying to move away from it, okay? Six of Swords can also represent putting your past behind you. All right. Sometimes it can indicate that there's maybe a new love interest on the horizon for you. But if you're already in a relationship, then this is just in the past position. This is kind of the pain and sorrow that you carry with you. All right, so whatever has happened here, you're trying to move away from it, but because this card is in the past position, whatever happened has caused you kind of, agony and grief, and you're kind of holding on to it, even though you're trying to move away from the circumstances that caused it. Okay, can also indicate that there's some type of low self-esteem also going on. So whatever has happened, and if this is happening, then it could contribute to you possibly having low self-esteem. All right, but let's go ahead and move on to the present position to see hopefully that things have gotten a little bit better. And then the first card we have is the Eight of Swords. The next card is the Ace of Pentacles. And then we have the Star card, okay? And these are in your present position. So the Eight of Swords represents that you're confused about something, okay? You're confused about making a decision, or you're afraid of making the wrong decision, okay? It means you're unable to move forward, or you're feeling stuck in the relationship. Okay, this card can also indicating wanting to take things to the next level, but it may not necessarily be the right time. All right, this card in your present position, this card is asking you if you're happy, okay? Is this the right relationship for you? Should you consider breaking up? Okay? And it's kind of representing denial of your state of the relationship. All right, so we can look back to the past cards, and it shows the Death card, okay? The Death card started off this reading, all right? So obviously something happened that caused some type of deep transformation. The next card was the Seven of Swords, which indicated that possibly some deception or cheating was going on. And then you had the Six of Swords, which means you're trying to move past that, but there was still some pain and grief that was affecting you. So now we're in the future, and this is the card that starts off your present position, and you're still confused as to what to do about what happened in the past, okay? So this card basically is asking you take off the blindfolds and have a good look, because you need to focus, you need to see your relationship for what it is. You can't try to hide it. And I don't remember card for card. I just do remember that your reading from last month also had a similar theme to it. Okay, so if there's something going on in your relationship, um, trying to ignore it will make it go, you can make things go away temporarily, but they're never really going to go away. So this card is asking you to face whatever's happening, okay? Because then you move on to the Ace of Pentacles. Excuse me. And the Ace of Pentacles is a grounded energy, okay? It signifies a new focus. It could possibly mean an improving of your finances as a couple, okay? And it can represent good luck, okay? In love, it indicates a firm foundation or stability at the onset of something. So if you guys have decided to try again, okay, if you're deciding to give the relationship another chance, then the Ace of Pentacles represents the stability and the sturdiness of your commitment to making the second chance, okay? Now, it is stability at the beginning, so it doesn't guarantee that the second chance going forward is going to be stable. It just means right now that there's stability. And it can also represent a relationship that is built around financial security or stability, especially for one partner. So you may want to take a look at that, because if there's something that you don't want to see, that could be it. If your partner is with you for financial security, and I swear this was in last month's reading as well, I have to go back. But if the relationship is grounded, but the foundation of the relationship is materialistic in nature, um, you you don't want to ignore that, okay? Because you're coming out of a situation, past issues, a person possibly cheating on you. So you just want to face things in reality, because this is a earth card. An earth card is not wishful thinking. The earth card is asking you to ground yourself, okay? And in grounding yourself, it means to see things for what they are. In the next moving on to the next card in the present position is the Star card. Okay, so the Star card represents calmness, hope, inspiration, um, or it could represent a period of calmness. This is usually the card that follows the Tower. So that means that it's like the calm after the storm. Okay, so something has happened, and now the Star card represents you. It can also represent wishful thinking, or you're wishing for something, okay? And it can represent someone who is emotionally detached, or that you were able to detach your ego and see things objectively, perhaps to the effect of appearing emotionally cold. All right. But it is the peace that comes after the storm. So here, the star card is kind of an individualistic card. All right. So if you are in a relationship and you are detaching yourself emotionally, and you have the grounded energy of the Ace of Pentacles, it could mean that you are basically um, bent, hell bent. You are committed to this relationship. All right. And unfortunately, in order to stay in the relationship, in order to be committed to the relationship, you possibly have to keep blinders on, because there are things that are happening in the relationship that you don't necessarily want to focus on. Okay. So things have happened in the past that you don't care to focus on. All right. And you want to ground the relationship. And in order to do so, maybe you're just kind of detaching yourself a little bit, but you're putting nurturing and loving into the situation. Maybe you have children involved. And so therefore you can't just walk away from the relationship. So you're doing everything that you can to maintain your positioning in this relationship. Okay? So let's go ahead and let's see what's going on in the future position. Okay? So the first card in the future position is the Wheel of Fortune. The next card in your future position is the Five of Wands. And the last card in the reading in the future position is the Empress. Okay, so this is a very interesting spread, because the Wheel of Fortune basically is the fate card. Okay, this card of fate, and this is the card of destiny. This is the card of basically cyclical changes, and when this card shows up, it's kind of like a lesson of learning to go with the flow. All right, so this card symbolizes that what comes around goes around in a relationship. If things have been kind of negative for you, then on the Wheel of Fortune, positivity could be coming. Okay, if things have been positive for you, then the Wheel of Fortune represents maybe a sudden and uncomfortable change that's looming in your future. Okay, and it is in the future position. So it's just telling you to be prepared. Okay, your luck may change for the better or for the worse. Okay. um let's move on to the Five of Wands. And the Five of Wands can indicate some type of competition. It represents inner tension, arguments, and conflict. In a relationship, it can indicate a battle of egos. So maybe, you guys are, it's not necessarily, it's like petty arguing. It's bickering, things that are very small in the scope of the big picture. Okay. And in the future position, it represents regret for something that has happened. All right. So this card is asking, did you lose your emotions, or did you lose your temper, or did you let your emotions get the best of you? It also signifies that there's been an ongoing argument or ongoing issue that needs to be resolved. Okay. So in your present position, you have the Eight of Swords, which means that you're kind of in denial about the situation. But the Wheel of Fortune is a card of fate and destiny. So no matter if you want to ignore your situation or not, the Wheel of Fortune is going to, life, basically the universe is going to do what it's going to do, whether you want to ignore the situation or not. Okay. And here there's some type of regret and just some type of ongoing issue. All right. And so we're coming from the past with the Seven of Swords and the Death card. Then you may be trying over and over again. Once again, I just get this feeling of you're trying to the point of um, emotionally detaching yourself. You're trying everything that you can in order to keep this relationship going, but no matter what you do, things happen that keep testing you. okay? Because the Wheel of Fortune is also a test. It's fate, right? So it's testing you. Because then in the last position, you have the Empress card. And the Empress card represents motherly love, a wise woman, okay? It can represent success in family matters. So, like I said, if there are children involved, you are focusing on keeping things together, keeping the family unit together, or just basically what is best for your children and your family. Okay? It also signifies that the female partner in a relationship may be pregnant. Okay? And that, or if she's not pregnant, she's intending to become pregnant. Um, and things could be going very smoothly in a relationship. And this card can also appear after two people have mutually decided to end the relationship. All right. But in the future position, this card is saying that your partner is basically spoiling you right now. He's treating you, you're being treated like the Empress. Okay, so if you're a male, then your female partner is basically spoiling you, or perhaps trying to make up to you for things that have happened in the past, perhaps. So if and that could be the reason why you don't want to take the blinders off, because even though there's conflicts and things have happened, your partner treats you like the queen. Okay, your partner treats you like the Empress. And it could be a cycle. This just could be a cycle in your relationship, because all relationships have cycles. All relationships have ups and downs. I'm sorry, the wind is just blowing things all over my desk right now. But all relationships have ups and downs, okay? There's no perfect relationship. Um, and all relationships go through periods of changes and transformation and conflict. So perhaps this is just the nature of your relationship, that you two tend to quarrel a lot. But going forward, the Wheel of Fortune is saying that, these are small things, and this is ultimately how your partner treats you. All right. So there's a few different people that I feel like these cards are excuse me, are speaking to. Okay, one person needs to make a decision. It needs to stop being in denial about the state of a relationship, and basically focus on themselves, and just kind of grounding themselves in reality. Okay, and there's also someone that's in a relationship that has, lots of ups and downs, but ultimately at the end, they are being treated very well, and that's why they stay. And then another person is just basically, this is relationships. Relationships have challenges, and you may have come out of a challenging period, but now your partner is making up for what has happened in the past. All right, but the theme, I feel like, for this relationship in general, for this reading in general, is to try to be realistic about the relationship. Okay, try to be realistic about what's actually going on between you and your partner. And if you want to be in a relationship and you're willing to do whatever it takes, then then that's just a choice that you make. Okay, but make that choice and be clear with it, because you can't keep fighting against it. You can't keep fighting against fate and destiny. Okay, so, and that's what the Wheel of Fortune is also saying to you. So hopefully this reading resonated with you, Scorpio. If it did, please let me know in the comments. I would love to hear from you. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to my channel if you like my style of reading. And hopefully I will see you next month. Oh, also, I have the quick and dirty readings. I'm going to do weekly readings that just give you a snapshot into your relationship. Okay, so those are up for every sign already. And I will see you in what is coming up next in August, okay, Scorpio? So enjoy the rest of your summer. Bye.